All right, we're going to start out with a block here. It's 4x4 and almost 2 inches thick. We're just finding center on it. We'll get a hole drilled down in it so we can put it on the worm screw. So a few days ago, Paul messaged me and showed me a little video of a whiskey smoker, and he said that this would be a cool addition to a nice little gift set. And we sell the whiskey sample kits and muddlers and stuff like that. So I decided to make one, and we're adding this little screen to the kit so you can make one of these. Just it doesn't really need to be this thick. It's just about an inch thick is what you need at the end. I'll show you that when I get it all finished here. It just kind of scraps of wood, and it literally, I ran the whole thing in pretty much real time except for the sanding. So it really takes less than 10 minutes to make one of these things. And it would be a nice gift set for somebody who drinks whiskey. So I'm using a spindle gouge, getting it trued up. And about 4 inches is about perfect. That way it'll fit almost all the glasses. So now that it's all trued up, we're going to drill a hole in it with the Forstner bit. So I will put a link down below to the exact size you need for these little screens. And they have a little collar on them, and then they're mesh screens, so you put the wood chips in them to light them on fire and create the smoke. So I'll also down in the description put links to both of our whiskey kits. I just added the screens in there, so you get those with the kit. So we're going to use the Easy Wood number 1 hollower. Just get this all cleaned out, and you just want to cup it out a little bit so it sits nice and flat on the glass. And I do have that worm screw in there, so I didn't drill down in very far with the Forstner bit. We're going to come in from the other side and drill into it too, so it's going to meet up in the middle. So using a parting tool here, and we're going to make a recess so that we can grab a hold of this and finish off the top of it. So it doesn't need to be much, just enough to grab it with the jaws. So this part here is pretty simple. It's just cup it out a little bit, put a tenon on it, make sure it's concave just a little bit. Then I went ahead and ran through all the grits and got it sanded up. So there I'm measuring that inch, put a little line on it, and then we'll part it off, and I will use that other piece for another project down the road. It's a beautiful piece of Maple Burl. You see once I get the oil on it at the end. And we'll get it remounted on the lathe using that little tenon that recess that we just made. Yeah, I think with the little smoker cap, a bottle stopper, muddlers, that would make a nice gift set. Now that we have that on there, just take the spindle gouge, and I'll show you some pictures at the end too. I made like 5 or 6 of these things the other day. They don't take very long. I used the beading tool on one of them. Just did a few different shapes on them. So we're just going to make a nice curve on this one, bring it up there, and then we're going to bring that Forstner bit back up and drill that hole all the way through. There we go, and you can kind of feel when it hits the other side, it releases it a little bit, or it's all of a sudden easy. Get this cleaned up here, and then Get that all sanded. We'll run through all the grits again. Just kind of cleaned everything up. Ran all the way up to 600. And we'll get some walnut oil put on this. It really is using up little scrap pieces. It's a nice little addition to the whiskey kit, and I think it would make a nice gift set. There we go. It's all done. And the little mesh screens pop right in there like that. Thank you so much, Paul, for the idea. And I think it would be a great addition to a gift set for a whiskey drinker. The little smoker, whiskey stopper, and maybe even the muddler set. I think it's a nice idea. So thank you so much. So I made a bunch of these. Here's one I did with beads. Used the beading tool. I even did like... one with a little bark enclosure on it. A little smoke would probably roll out the side there, but I don't think it would affect anything, but just super cool. It's a great way to use up scraps, and I think it would be just a nice kit for a whiskey drinker. So for the professional whiskey drinkers out there, you probably already noticed it wasn't whiskey in the glass or the decanter. It was apple juice. I don't drink whiskey. I didn't want to waste it. All right. Full disclosure. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will have a link down below to everything in the description. So we do a whiskey sample kit with all of our different sizes of whiskey stoppers. And then we have another set with muddlers and a whiskey stopper. And then we're going to add the mesh screens to that as well. All right. Everybody have a great weekend, and we will see you next time.